High school sucks. There are bullies, annoying teachers, and awkward encounters in the hallway. It's tough to make friends, and even harder to get a girlfriend. So imagine my surprise when one day everything changed for me. That's right. One day, I became the boyfriend of an alien princess. Yeah, no joke. My girlfriend is an alien princess from a faraway planet who lives in our world hidden as a human. She has powers beyond your wildest dreams and a secret that could destroy her entire race if revealed. But how did this happen? Well, let me tell you. It all started one ordinary afternoon when I was walking home from school alone, like always. I never had anyone to hang out with after class because, well, I didn't have any friends. It was kind of lonely, but I got used to it. I just kept my head down, studied hard, and tried to avoid drawing attention to myself. Suddenly, I heard a scream in an alley, and curiosity got the best of me. I couldn't help but peek around the corner, and what I saw made my jaw drop. There was a girl, maybe a year or two older than me, kneeling next to a small, strange-looking creature. The girl was crying and begging the creature for forgiveness. The creature looked like some kind of lizard person with green, scaly skin, big yellow eyes, and sharp claws. And then it did something that made my blood run cold. The lizard man lunged at the girl and slashed her across the face with its claw. I couldn't take it anymore. I ran into the alley and punched the lizard man as hard as I could right in the nose. It squealed and ran off into the darkness. The girl looked at me with wide eyes and asked, "Are you crazy? Do you know who he is? He'll come back and kill us both." I didn't care. I felt bad for her. She had cuts and bruises all over her arms and legs, and she was clearly scared out of her mind. I offered her my hand and said, "Come on, let's get you out of here." She hesitated for a moment, then took my hand, and we ran away together. We hid in an abandoned warehouse for the rest of the day, just talking and getting to know each other. Her name was Lyra, and she told me about how she'd been traveling the world, searching for a way to save her people. The lizard men, she explained, were bounty hunters sent by her father, the king, to bring her back to the planet, dead or alive. Apparently, she had powers that could destroy entire galaxies, and her father was afraid she would use them for evil. He wanted to imprison her forever on our planet, which was just a small farming community to him. But Lyra refused to give up. She believed that she could control her powers and use them for good, but she needed my help to do it. As she explained her plan to me, I couldn't help but fall in love with her. She was beautiful, brave, and kind, and despite her rough exterior, she had a heart of gold. Before I knew it, I was completely smitten with her. We spent the whole night talking about everything under the sun, and I learned that she wasn't just a runaway princess. She was also a superhero in training. But being a superhero isn't easy. And soon I found myself in the middle of a battle between Lyra and some of the bounty hunters sent to capture her. We fought on top of a skyscraper as the city lights twinkled below us. And I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride knowing that I was fighting alongside my girlfriend, even if she is an alien princess. Of course, I didn't stand much of a chance against the bounty hunters. They were strong and fast, and they had weapons that could shoot laser beams. But Lyra was amazing. She could fly and shoot energy blasts from her hands that made the bounty hunters squeal like pigs. She also had super strength and could leap over buildings in a single bound. Watching her fight, I realized that I was lucky to have her by my side. And then something incredible happened. As we were fighting, I felt a surge of energy flow through me. I didn't understand it at first, but then I saw the look on Lyra's face. She was staring at me with wide eyes, and a gasp escaped her lips. "You have powers too," she whispered, and suddenly everything made sense. The reason I'd been so drawn to Lyra, the reason I had saved her life, it was because I was meant to be her partner. Together we could save her people and protect the world from harm. Of course, this came as a shock to me. I mean, one minute I'm just a normal high school boy, and the next I'm a superhero. But Lyra was there to guide me and teach me how to use my powers. She showed me how to focus my energy and amplify it with my emotions. With her help, I learned that I could fly too, just like her. I could also shoot energy blasts from my hands, and I was pretty good at it too. I still had a lot to learn, but with Lyra by my side, I knew I could do it. And then our first real mission came along. A group of villains had stolen a powerful artifact from a museum, and they planned to use it to cause chaos throughout the city. This was our chance to put our powers to the test and save the day. We flew into action, stopping the villains and returning the artifact to the museum. It was a close call, but we managed to stop the villains and save the day. In the end, I realized that being a superhero wasn't just about having cool powers. It was about helping others and making the world a better place. With Lyra's guidance, I learned how to control my powers and use them for good. Together, we became a force to be reckoned with, protecting the city from all sorts of threats. But being a superhero wasn't easy. There were times when we faced villains who were more powerful than us, and there were times when we had to make difficult choices that could affect the lives of millions. Through it all, Lyra and I had each other's backs. We learned to trust each other completely, and we never gave up in the face of danger. One time, we faced a villain who could control people's minds. He almost turned the entire city against us, but we managed to break through his defenses and free everyone from his control. Another time, we had to stop a bomb from exploding in the city center. We worked together to defuse the bomb, saving countless lives in the process. Through it all, I couldn't help but fall deeper in love with Lyra. She was beautiful, brave and compassionate, and she never lost sight of what was important. No matter how tough things got, she always remained hopeful and positive. And I knew that I was lucky to have her by my side. But our adventures didn't just take us to dangerous places. They also took us to some pretty exciting ones. We traveled all over the world, from the bustling streets of Tokyo to the ancient ruins of Egypt. We even took trips to other planets, exploring strange new worlds and meeting all sorts of strange new people. We faced many challenges along the way, but we never backed down from a fight. With our combined powers, we were able to defeat any enemy that stood in our way, and we always made sure to help anyone in need, whether it was a small child who had lost their way or an entire city that was being attacked by an army of robots. Throughout our adventures, I learned so much about Lyra and her people. I discovered that her species had a rich history and culture, and I was amazed by their advanced technology and knowledge. I also learned that they weren't just a peaceful race of farmers. They were also fierce warriors who were willing to defend their home planet to the very end. As time went on, our legend grew. People started to whisper tales of the heroic superhero duo who had saved the world countless times. Kids would run around pretending to be us, and couples would name their children after us. We had become icons of hope and inspiration, and it was all because we had dared to believe in each other. Now, whenever I look up at the stars, I remember the day that everything changed for me. The day that I met my girlfriend, the alien princess. Our adventures may have taken us to far-off planets and galaxies, but it was the bond we shared that made it all possible. Together we had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious every time. And I knew that as long as we had each other, we could take on anything.